Michelle Obama has never been one to shy away from personal evolution, and her latest style choice proves that even at this stage in life she remains open to trying new things. During a recent episode of her podcast IMO, co-hosted with her brother Craig Robinson, the former First Lady revealed that she had gotten 10 new ear piercings in a single sitting, a bold move that surprised even her closest family members. The conversation unfolded naturally when Craig playfully called out his sister for the noticeable additions to her earlobes. "What I've learned about you since starting the podcast is that you tried to get your ears pierced and thought I didn't notice," he teased, prompting laughter from both siblings. Michelle responded with her trademark candor, explaining that she had long contemplated adding more piercings but had never found the right moment. "I have always thought about getting some extra piercings in my ear and just never got around to it," she shared. She admitted that years earlier, before becoming a mother, she had experimented with a second hole in her ear but eventually let it close because maintaining it felt like too much effort amid the demands of daily life. The inspiration for the new piercings came from observing younger generations and their creative approach to ear styling. Michelle described the current trend as moving away from single, isolated studs toward more of a cluster, a constellation with twinkles, an artistic arrangement that feels modern, expressive, and playful. Once she sat down in the piercing chair, the process took on a life of its own. What began as a plan for a few quickly escalated as excitement took over. "I'll put one there and put one there. Oh yeah, let's try one there," she recalled telling the piercer, leading to a total of 10 fresh piercings completed in one session. The result is a sparkling, multifaceted look that reflects both her appreciation for contemporary fashion and her willingness to embrace change. Craig noticed the new jewelry almost immediately, but the reaction from her husband, former President Barack Obama, took a little longer. Michelle laughed as she recounted how it was a full 72 hours before he commented on the additions. "Barack, it took him a couple of days," she said, adding that when he finally did notice, he jokingly suggested she had been keeping her hair down to hide them. Her quick-witted reply captured the easy intimacy of their long marriage. "I don't know. I sleep with you every night, dude, you know?" The anecdote drew warm laughter and underscored the playful dynamic that has always characterized the Obama family's public and private interactions. This light-hearted revelation comes at a time when Michelle Obama is actively promoting her new book, The Look, which explores the pressures and freedoms of personal style. In recent interviews and appearances, she has spoken openly about the expectations placed on her appearance during her 8 years in the White House versus the liberating feeling of life afterward. On the cover of People magazine last fall, she discussed her decision to wear her hair in braids more frequently, describing the style as a symbol of freedom. "Braids allow me to get them done, and then that's one less thing that I have to think about," she explained. "When I'm out of the public eye, I am swimming, I am playing tennis, and braids represent that kind of freedom for me." She also reflected on her uncertainty during her time as First Lady about whether the country was ready for certain looks, highlighting the invisible constraints that came with the role. The ear-piercing story fits neatly into this larger narrative of self-expression and evolution. For a woman who spent years under constant scrutiny, every outfit, hairstyle, and accessory analyzed for political or cultural meaning, the decision to adorn her ears with a constellation of new piercings feels like a quiet but powerful declaration of autonomy. It also aligns with broader cultural shifts in how women of all ages approach beauty and adornment. Ear stacking, once considered edgy or youthful, has become mainstream, embraced by celebrities, influencers, and everyday women alike as a way to personalize their look without major commitment. Michelle's podcast moment has already inspired countless conversations online. Fans and followers have shared their own piercing stories, celebrated her fearlessness, and praised the authenticity she continues to bring to public life. The episode also highlighted the close bond between the Obama siblings, with Craig's gentle teasing providing a glimpse into the warmth and humor that has always defined their family. For Michelle, the piercings are more than just jewelry, they represent a small but meaningful step in reclaiming personal joy and creativity after years of living in the spotlight. As she continues to tour and promote The Look, this anecdote is likely to become one of the most memorable moments of the book campaign. It humanizes a figure who has long been viewed as larger than life, reminding everyone that even former First Ladies can still surprise themselves, and their families, with spontaneous acts of self-expression. The 10 new piercings may be small in the grand scheme of her accomplishments, but they speak volumes about a woman who continues to grow, adapt, and sparkle on her own terms.